All right. So, hey guys, so welcome back to our Phillip Trading Podcast. So, your host today. I'm Jun Hang. I'm the dealer here at Phillip Capital. So, with us today is an extremely experienced speaker and trader, Mr. David Lu. So, how are you today, David?
Fantastic, Junhang.
All right. So now, before we start, please take note that this presentation has not been reviewed by the Securities Commission Malaysia and is for general educational purpose only. So it's not an invitation to buy or sell any investment product. Hence, the speaker and PCSB are not liable for any financial decision you may make based on the content of this presentation. All right. Back to the core content. So the podcast is actually to review for our upcoming webinar with Mr. David. So with the title, Can Crude Oil Climb to $100 again? So it's basically the outlook and trading opportunities in second half of 2024, which will held on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. next week, 10th of July. So if you are interested in the crude oil market outlook for 2024, please do not forget to register for the webinar. All right, before we start, so I would like to actually introduce our speaker for today. So Mr. David is actually the managing director of Top Infinity St. John Berhad, a leading proprietary trading firm that excel in trading global commodities, currency, equity indices, and financial derivative markets. So basically, Mr. David career spent over 25 years in the listed derivative industry. So, where he has held key leadership role in the futures broking division of some of Malaysia top investment bank. In addition to his professional achievement, Mr. David also contributed to the industry through his role as the president of Malaysia Futures Broker Association from 2018 to 2019. So today, we are fortunate to have Mr. David with us today to share his insight and experiences. Well, I won't hold too much of your time. I will pass to Mr. David to take over for the show. And Mr. David, so here you go.
Thank you, Junhang, for that fantastic introduction. And let me share my screen with you. Just a moment. Okay. So yes, this is the run-up to the event next week on the 10th, where we are going to talk about, is it time to look at black gold, okay, which is crude oil. So everybody's been very, very excited about the way the gold prices have been going up, okay. So a lot of the investors, a lot of traders have, I think, had fantastic opportunities, making some, hopefully some nice profits on gold, right? So now we want to talk about today, black gold, crude oil, okay. Is it time to get back in, right? So we'll give a session to talk about the opportunities and what are we looking at in terms of crude oil. Okay, so let's jump into it. Now, the next slide that you're going to see is a comparison between the different asset classes as of 4th of July, okay? And you can see right up here, this is a year-to-date performance of the various tradable asset classes among commodities, energy, equity indices, FX and all that, right? But what you see right at the top here, where I've highlighted, is the top performance in terms of double-digit gains has been things like energy, crude oil, of course, the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500, and also precious metals, right? So these three main asset classes have been racing neck to neck in terms of year-to-date performance, okay? So where are the opportunities, okay? So each one of these areas are a lot of trading opportunities. We spoke about gold just now, right, being a top performer, right? Equities have been doing well, and energy and crude oil has been doing well as well. So where do you want to trade? Where are the opportunities, right? So this is where we want to talk about, and let's see where we can go with this. Right. So next slide is this. Now this is a chart of crude oil, right? Over the last couple of weeks, and you could have seen right over here, crude oil has rebounded in the last 4 weeks. There's been some action in terms of the crude oil prices. It came down actually quite drastically before June last month, and then it recovered tremendously, right, in terms of prices rebounding after the beginning of June, okay? But various factors have been playing into oil prices, okay? And the current bullishness in terms of the price strength is a lot have to do with the, what do you call that, the US going into the Independence Day, because there's expectations of a lot of heavy travel around Independence Day holidays, okay? And of course, the last couple of days, we saw the powerful Hurricane Beryl, okay? And this has been a concern about whether this powerful Hurricane Beryl could cause disruptions to offshore crude oil production in the Gulf of Mexico, okay? And over the last month, you saw geopolitical tensions in terms of in the Middle East, where the Houthi militia were intensifying the strikes on commercial tankers in the Red Sea, very, very important, what do you call that, seaway for cargo and oil transportation. And there's the tensions between Israel and Lebanon continue to fly high. And also last month, we saw Ukraine in the Ukraine-Russian conflict launch missile attacks on Crimea. So all these are playing up in supporting the oil prices. And you can see right over here, the strong rebound of oil prices from the low of 73, okay, and currently trading at $83 or more per barrel, right? In fact, last night it hit close to $84 per barrel. So there's a very, very strong rebound. So the question is, where does oil go from here, right? Is it going to continue its trend? Because it has been very volatile in terms of where it's going. You saw that right over here, oil somewhere in April actually hit a high of 87 and came right down almost some 14 US dollars and now coming back. So the question now is, where is it going? Okay, and that's what we're going to find out. Okay, but let me have a quick look together with you on where the commodities on at whole in terms of the whole picture of commodities. What you're seeing here is a chart of the S&P and Goldman Sachs Commodity Index. And this is a tradable index on CME, right? And the S&P GSCI basically measures an index of a basket of stocks. And in this basket of stock, in terms of the GSCI, a large proportion of it is energy products, including crude oil, right? So what we are seeing here is a chart, okay, of a monthly chart of the trend of the GSCI. And you could see actually in March of 2022, there was a huge sell-off, okay, in terms of commodities. Before that, of course, you could see a run-up from the 2020 pandemic time, right? A huge run-up in commodities. And at that time, everybody was talking about a commodity super cycle, okay? And you can see right here in 2008, okay, I've drawn the line over here. The GSCI, when it experiencing the commodity super cycle, hit a high of 888.5, okay? The index shows the high 888.5. And the 2020 run-up to the commodity rally, okay, took the index up to 845 as well. So very, very close to the last commodity supercycle high in 2008. And then, of course, currently it's come down, right, since March of 2022 to find support around the 520 levels. Now, if you're familiar with technical chart patterns, this pattern is what we call a bullish flag, okay? So after this, and it is what we consider a continuation, what do you call that, pattern, right? So prices are expected actually to continue on the upwards move, okay, after it breaks out of this bullish flag. And there's some signs over here, okay, after this double bottom that prices are trying to break out of this bullish flag, what do you call that, consolidation. So is the commodity pool, okay, ready to be awakened and together bringing up also crude oil? And this is something that we want to talk about on July 10, where we dive deep inside talking about the WTI crude oil and where are the opportunities in terms of trading, right? So we see technically on the chart, there is a bullish, very bullish formation in terms of a bullish flag. And we want to dive deep inside in July 10 when talking about this particular, what do you call that, pattern, right? So now, most of you who are trading in the markets will know that the S&P and the Nasdaq have been enjoying a fantastic time. And what I show you here on this chart is actually on the left is the GSCI, okay, which we saw trying to find a bottom. And we have, of course, the E-mini S&P right at the high over here. So the question and to a trader or to a investor is, do you like to buy the low? Or do you like to buy the high? Okay, and where are the risk rewards? Okay, so this is something very interesting in terms of the setups in terms of trading. Okay, you have one commodity looking for a bottom, and that of course includes crude oil as well. And then on the right, you have the equity indices at its high. So where is the risk and reward? And this is something that we will talk about next week in July 10th. Okay, but what is going to look okay, so we're going to look at what's going to happen in the world in the next half of this year, right? And we're seeing a lot of things ahead, and okay, a lot of wild cards that are quite unpredictable, right? We have the conflict, okay? Those are the factors that are really at this point one of the biggest factors in terms of the crude oil price rise, right? Then we have inflationary pressures, okay? And this is going to be what do you call that, one key point in terms of the interest rates, whether the Federal Reserve have space to cut rates, or it has a problem of how to maintain the rates right at this current moment. So those are the things that will play a big impact in terms of oil prices and global markets as well. Of course, global economy. Okay, so how is the global economy going to do, right? And of course, the big US elections are coming towards the end of the year, and this will cause a lot of volatility. So these are the things that we are going to look at, and we will dive into the each of the factor and look at what is driving the markets at this current moment. All right. So join us on July 10th, where we are going to go into each of these topics more in depth, and we hope to see you on July 10th, 8 to 9, right? So Junhan, I pass it back to you.
All right, I think that's very insightful sharing from you, Mr. David. So for those who are interested, please don't forget to join our webinar on 10 July, which is next Wednesday on 8 to 9 p.m. with Mr. David Low. So also for those interested in trading CME Micro E-mini futures, Phillip Capital is actually running a promotion from May 1st to July 31st called Trade CME Micro Futures with Phillip, where you can stand a chance to win cash reward up to 1,500 ringgit, and as well as a welcome bonus of 88 ringgit for new clients. So you can visit our website phillip.com.my for more information. So thanks all of you for tuning in, and thank you, Mr. David, for your time.
Thank you, and see you on July 10th.
See you
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.